Welcome to the joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 90 of The Joy of Coding. Episode 90, only 10 episodes away from episode 100, if I've done my math correctly. That's pretty exciting. So, I'm thinking I've got 10 episodes to come up with something special. I feel like I should do something special for episode 100. And I'm thinking, like, one of several things. But the one that's kind of topping my list is what if I get a whole bunch of I find some bugs on Bugzilla that have a high number of votes but haven't been touched in a while, and I have people vote on which bug they'd like to see me work on. Starting from scratch, I don't no guarantees that I'd fix it, but I take a look at bugs that we would want fixed and have a significant number of votes but haven't been touched in a while, and then I will spend a stream on the 100th episode trying to fix it. That is what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think in the comments of whatever video stream you're watching this on, because we're streaming live to both Facebook, YouTube, Air Mozilla, Twitch. I'm spewing out into all the channels right now, and it appears like it's working. Let me just double check. Is it working? Am I broadcasting? I appear to be broadcasting to YouTube. Twitch has got me. Airmo's got me. Facebook's got me. Come on, fingers crossed. Well, yes, it appears that that is so. Facebook has me. So, let me know in whatever comment section you can find whether or not this is a good idea. There's also, well, hang on. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Boop. So this is today's agenda. Today is February the 8th, 2017. A reminder that no plan survives breakfast. I kind of know what I want to do today, but things might go horribly wrong, and that's just how it goes. And we'll slide. We'll just go with it. And this I bring this up, this agenda, because it's useful to you. I would imagine, because there are lots of great links in here and a glossary and stuff. And if you're watching this on Air Mozilla, scroll down to an additional links section at the bottom. There is a link to this agenda, which updates live. As I change it, it will synchronize, and you just reload the page, and it should be up to date. If you're watching this on YouTube, it should be in the video description. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'll comment later. For some reason, I'm not able to put like a video description out on Facebook, so unfortunately, the folks on Facebook, you're sunk. You'll have to watch this later, and I'll comment with the links later. But you can watch this now, but you won't have the links until later unless you can find them somehow. And on Twitch, I drop them into the chat, so you can check out the chat. There's a link to both the agenda and this link to rate the episode, because this is where you can give me direct feedback as well. If you want to let me know what you thought of the episode, you can open this link up and let me know if you thought the episode was awful or amazing or somewhere in between, what you like to see, what you like to see more of. Also, let me know in here if the idea for the 100th episode is a good one, and I'll take that feedback into account. Okay, what are we doing today? Let us get started. Well, the first thing I want to do is actually plug a fellow Mozillian who started to a team is, at Mozilla called the Web Compatibility Team has started to put out some videos. I don't know if they've actually officially started to put it out yet, but they put out a pilot episode for something they call the Joy of Diagnosis. And this team is so important. This team, what they do is they find the broken stuff on the internet, the stuff that's broken that doesn't work correctly across browsers. Maybe it works correctly in one browser, doesn't work in others. Maybe it works in some, but not all. Maybe it only maybe it's just broken. And this is the team that goes in and tries to figure out what the problem is. Like, is it a browser problem, or is it the site doing something wrong? They do outreach, they do advocacy, I would imagine, or like evangelism with
Team
those,
also.
woo, with those sites. And you should check this video out because you get to see this team. This is Dennis Schubert. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He sometimes watches the stream. He might be watching it right now. He shows you what his team does. I watched this video a couple days ago, and this is an exclusive link. If you're watching this, the Joy of Diagnosis episode 0. This is an early access link. So not everyone has this link, and so you're watching an early preview. And so keep it under your hat. It's just for you. And you can find out more about what the web compatibility team does, how they do it, what they're doing. You can watch Dennis go through some stuff. It's great. Here you can see him filing a bug. It's good stuff. So there's that. And what are we actually like coding wise doing today? Well, this bug has been sitting on my lap for a while now. I worked on it last week a little bit. I actually didn't write any code. I mostly did exploration and sorting stuff out. Um, this past week I've been working on it more, and I've got some code written. And now what I want to do is kind of finish the job if I can. This is the background hang reporter should collect native stacks instead of just pseudo stacks whenever we have frame pointers. If you're interested in knowing what I mean by all that, I recommend you watch last week's episode. I'll put a link to last week's episode. I explain it right at the start. I don't really want to explain it again because I don't want to waste time. But if you're interested in knowing, maybe pause this video or come back later after watching my introduction and my explanation from last week's episode that explains what BHR is and what we are trying to do. So another interesting thing is I've tried this week. I've been using Atom at the recommendation. Someone recommended it on Twitch. Someone said you should try Atom. It's got Rust support and it's nice. So I've been trying to use Atom and it's okay. I think it's all right. It's not amazing. There are some things that I miss from Sublime. Maybe I've been modifying it to kind of act like Sublime, and maybe there are some more things I can do to make it act like Sublime, because that's what I really enjoyed, and the only reason I didn't, my only complaint about Sublime was the lack of native Rust support in Sublime 2, which is the version I had paid for. Okay, so what are we doing? Where am I? Let's pull up a terminal and see where I'm at right now, because I kind of forgot. I'm in the process of moving a bunch of native stack stuff out from out from the profiler and into the stack walk stuff. That's the sort of like the common Moz glue stack walk utility, so that BHR can use the same thing. And I think I'd gotten to the point where I was moving address. I think I was thinking through how to integrate it. So now that I moved it, I have to kind of like rejig how the profiler stuff works to use the functions I added since they've been moved. So that's where I was at. And I think I did that here. Convert native thread context. This is for Linux. And what I do is I create an empty thread context. I convert this native thread context to our like non-native thread context, and then I set the sample context using the thread context. So that's what I had wanted to do before. That's what I'm doing over here now. That all I think works. I haven't built it yet. I haven't. What I should probably do actually is in the background I should boot up my Linux VM and maybe start doing a build in the background with this patch, just so we can try it out. That is going to take a little while, but in the meantime, we can see if we can get BHR to actually collect native stacks on OS X, the host the host operating system. So update central. I'm going to pull. I'm actually gonna. I don't think I need these anymore. I can probably just get rid of these. HG prune. That to tip. And then I'm going to pull from central. And then actually, I shouldn't have pulled from central. What I really want to do is I'm going to push this stuff up to I'm going to push this stuff up to the review repository. I'm not going to publish it. It's not ready for review, but I'm going to push it up to the review repository so I can kind of share it with the Linux version, or my Linux machine, by like sending it to the review repository and then pulling it from the review repository in my Linux VM 1312883 bug 1312883. All right, And so I'm going to push that to review. I'm not going to publish it though because it's not ready. So it's going to think about it, going to push to review. And in the meantime, we can start thinking about how we can use the functions. Well, on OS X, I wonder if there's some stuff I can do in here. Yeah, like populate context. Am I using this correctly? Tick context. Not really. Tick context T doesn't exist anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that. In fact, yeah, I got rid of tick context. That's another thing I need to figure out. Tick context T is get rid of all the uses of tick context T. Thankfully, it's not too many. So yeah. There's that, and then Windows. Did I figure this one out? Mouse populate context. Shouldn't use tick context here. We need to mouse populate thread context. And then do that. Right. That should do it, I think. I'm not going to publish that for review, but I am going to pull this down, this change set down. So pull our review review R, and then that change set. And I don't expect this to build correctly. I expect this to fail to build because I haven't been trying to build it on Linux. So I expect this to explode in my face. We're going to try to fix that though. In the meantime, will it build on OS X? Mock build binaries, or I'm just going to do mock build, and then, oh, you probably can't see this. That's right, I got to drag that up. Mock build J100. So I'm using something called ice cream. Hopefully this doesn't affect how many. Oh, I'm like dropping a bunch of frames. I've dropped. Oh, yeah, I better stop what I'm doing right now. Yeah, all right, sorry. I'm dropping frames like crazy because I'm using a lot of network. Yeah, that's what happened. I shouldn't use ice cream. So ice cream is a distributed build system that uses quite a bit of network to basically send build requests to a bunch of machines that are sitting in this office so that I can build faster. But when I do that, I end up using so much network that I drop frames on my stream. So don't want to do that. Apparently I've dropped on Linux on what's happened here. I've dropped a little bit on just making sure that my stream is still awake, still alive, still alive, still alive. Good, good, good. Still alive. Okay, good. I didn't lose anyone. That is important. Okay, so I'm not going to use ice cream, so I will get rid of that from my build config. Export. Use the old build system. So hopefully this doesn't take too long. We're going to see if this blows up in my face. In the meantime, oh, man. All right, pull it. Pull it in. Pull that revision down. Pull that revision down. Gonna play a song. What? See, this kills me. Every time lately I've been trying to play sounds, it doesn't work. I don't know why that is. Have to reload.
It's me, Mario!
There we go. That's what I want to hear. And HG doesn't like this. Review board HG. Oh, you know what? I think this has been misconfigured. Where's my review repository? Review. I think it's supposed to be. Uh-oh. I think you may have just. Oh, man. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hold up. Gotta check a thing. One second. Just be patient with me. Be patient. I need to make sure that I didn't just open myself for a security problem. 1 second. Just hold your horses. What did I need to do here? Yeah, that's what I needed to do. Okay, yeah, I had opened myself to a slight problem where I had accidentally exposed, as usual, this happens not too often, hopefully, but sometimes, is I had briefly exposed a token that you should not have seen. So now I have to re-log in to so that I get a new token. Not that I don't trust you, but I just want to make sure that we're all secure and safe. I don't want anyone taking advantage of my goodwill. So let me just make sure that that has been properly set. Okay, good. Good. That's correct. Okay. So I need to correct a couple of things here. Viewport HG, Gecko. I need to change this. That's right. Oh, that's right. So how come I can't push name or service not known? Am I not on the internet? Is that what it is? Pinggoogle.ca. Aha, I'm not on the internet. That's why. All that rigmarole for nothing. I even invalidated a session cookie for you folks. All right. And then, yeah, poll review. There we go, getting a bunch of stuff. I can bring this back now. Note to self, don't open up my configuration files on my main screen. Otherwise, I expose stuff. All right, so my build failed, so that's interesting. Why did my build fail? Well, looks like I've got foolish pragmas. Stackwalk CPP 1283. I have too many else's, which is strange because it's probably because I've got an else error. Okay, so there's a lot of if defing going on in here. So if, and then we put another if on, then another, and then we're elifing else end if. So now there's two ifs on the stack, elif for the second if, elif. All right, one if on the stack, two ifs on the stack, elif, three ifs on the stack, elif, elif, four ifs on the stack, three, two, elif, three, two ifs, else, else. Yeah, I'm missing an end if somewhere. So I screwed the pooch a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Let's figure out where I failed to put an end if. So we enter any of these. Now if we're OSX, we do these two checks. And then we do that. And then an else for that same if. Else, else, error. So that end if should take care of this if up here. So now we have one if. Okay, so I have a feeling this is okay, because we're supposed to have only one if at this point. So that's good. So then let's look in here. So if, and then if we're Linux, and we check these different architectures, I wonder if that's supposed to be an elif. Let me check. DXR platform Linux CC. An undefined macro. If elif f elif. Oh no, it's supposed to be if. Else end if elif error end if. So if, so that's three ifs on the stack, four ifs on the stack, three, two. Now we're two ifs on the stack. And that makes sense actually. So then if we're Windows, three ifs on the stack, do this, two ifs on the stack, else error. I think we have to end if this one. We have to end if these platform selections, because we've done an if here, OSX, else Linux, else Windows, and then we do an end if here. I think that's what we need to do. So much pragma logic. I don't know if I like it. Should probably do better things, and maybe we will after a review pass. So still pulling this Linux stuff in. That's going to take a little while. Yeah, it's like, oh, the cyclomatic complexity of all these conditions. Yeah, it's killing me. It's killing me. I'm hoping that we can address these. Like, so we're down in the guts. We are down in the guts of like, at the very close to the metal, asking for things like because we're wanting native stacks. We need things like a frame pointer. We need the program counter. We need like the um, stack pointer. We need all of these things, and it's very machine specific. And that's why there's all of this like architectural specific logic. It's so complex. And maybe we should be splitting this out more into like little buckets. But that's why it's so complicated. Like if we're 32-bit, gotta do these. If we're 64-bit, gotta do these. If you're an ARM processor, well, it depends on which version of glibc we're using. Like there's so much complexity, and hopefully we can get by it. Oh, another build error. What's the problem? What's the problem? So I'm going to scroll up to find the first error. That's usually my strategy. There's a lot of warnings, 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 warnings. Should not return. Oh, I accidentally have a return value when I didn't expect one. In 1293, 1293. I'm not even supposed to return a thing here. Or should I? Convert native thread context. void. Yeah, all right. Void will return nothing for now. Being close to the metal doesn't mean you need to force developers break their brains to understand 30 lines of code. This is true, Kessler 6. Good call. There is work to be done to clean this up, for sure. But I'd rather make it work first, and then I'll clean it up. I'll make it work. Maybe I'll write some tests, and then I will refactor and clean it up. This is, yeah, yeah. It's quite brain breaking for sure. Not 1337 says, hello, friends. C++ today? Yes, it is a C++ day today. Okay, so, I mean, we can talk about ways we could split this up as well. Write tests, who needs those? Face. Kappa. I'm still learning about kappa. So one thing we could do is we could have individual implementations of Moz populate thread context as opposed to having like a single implementation and then if-defing all of the like platform specific logic inside it. We could split it out. It might even be better to maybe import, like have individual files so that we just like bring in the implementation, the specific implementation for a platform. So we'll have it split. So you could do it that way. You could split it up between like function implementations, or you go further and split those function implementations into files. That might help clean it up a little bit, and we might do that down the road. We are currently building, seems to be going okay, surprisingly. In the meantime, how's our Linux VM doing? Great! And now it's going to have the same problems that we had over here. So while that's building, I think I can actually push my changes. I'm going to commit, amend. I'm going to push my changes to the review request branch and pull them down in my VM. So push review. I might not actually need to write tests because I think there are already tests for the profiler backend that uses these. So I could use those as a start at the very least. I might not have to start from scratch, which is nice. Come on, machine. I know I'm making you do a lot, but come on. Pull it together. Am I dropping frames like crazy? Hopefully not. I know I'm doing a lot of intensive stuff to my machine here. YouTube still looks okay. Facebook looks like I'm frozen. Twitch, I seem to be okay. So yes, no, I'm not going to publish these, but I am going to pull this down. And if this takes too long, like while we're waiting for this, I don't really want to do two builds at the same time. Whoop! Someone just messaged me. You are indeed dropping some frames, at least on air mode, but it's not too bad. Okay, thanks. So hopefully it's not too bad. OBS is telling me I've dropped 8.3% of my frames. That's not great. I don't like that. I wish I wasn't dropping that many. I don't know what to do about it though. My network connection seems solid. Let me just double check here. What does Twitch's diagnostics say? Stream health. Alright. Well, we'll let it be for now. So I'm going to get rid of this other head that I don't need anymore so I don't get confused. update to the tip. And we could start to build this, except that I'm worried about doing two builds at the same time in both the parent or the host machine and the virtual machine. So what I will do instead is I'll wait until this build's done and we can test the profiler part of it. And while we're doing that, we can kick off the build inside the virtual machine. And while I'm waiting for this build to finish, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to shift to a slightly different problem, which we were working on a couple weeks ago, which is the IPDL parser written in Rust. So I'm going to pull in some stuff. Let's just check out what's going on in that repository lately, because I believe I've heard that McCrate had pushed some things, so we might need to export compiler from library, move some type checking definitions, split structs and unions into two data structures. What is this? Having these two unrelated functions matched together is annoying in AST. Okay, so he's just mucking around with the AST. I'm going to pull those changes. Check out master. Sorry, you probably can't see what I'm typing. Let me boop, 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 boop. Fetch get branch. Where am I? Get fetch McCrate. So that's what I wanted. I want McCrate stuff, and then I want to. He's got a new branch called type checking. Now I seem to recall he'd sent me mail about this. I want to double check what he sent me, so I'm going to open up my mail. Hold on a second. Maybe I'll show you the mail, because I don't think there was anything private in there, but I don't want to open my full-blown email inbox on screen. Hey, my build failed. Switching tasks again. What happened over here? Build failed because member reference base type void is not a structure. Oh, okay, I understand. Platform Mac OS. I think it's because I accidentally changed, or I didn't update this to be thread context T. I think that's what it wants. Yeah. So back to building. Get back to what you were doing. And McCrate. Let's find McCrate's email. IPDL Rust. Okay, I'm going to open this in a new window so you can read it too. In case you're curious, I've been working on porting the IPDL type checker to Rust. This is two phases gather. So the type checker, type.py. This is two phases, gather declarations and type check. I think gather declarations is more complex. But I haven't looked at the other in much detail, so I could be wrong. Anyways, I think I have the non-protocol part of gather declarations working. I'm looking at the protocol part now. Okay, my work is on this branch, but beware if you pull it because I'm force pushing sometimes. Okay, so don't pull that branch because he's force pushing. That's all I need to know. Okay. So I'm just going to keep working off of his master. Don't touch the type checking branch. He's force pushing. Don't base anything off of it. So let me check out. Do I have master checked out? And git merge McCrate master. Oh, git branch. What do I have? Git merge remotes McCrate master. Is that what it was? Yeah. Okay. Sure. And so I should be up to date now. Structs and unions. Git push origin master. So update my fork. That's great. And now if I do cargo build, I should be able to build the project, and I'll run the tests, and then we can continue to work on, oh, and another build failure in our other thing. So someone has asked in the Twitch chat what we're working on today. I'm working on two things simultaneously while I wait for one thing to build. Out of line definition of pop-ups. Declaration tick sample. Oh, I need to update the header. Right. Tick sample, populate context. I'm working on two things at the same time. A sort of a parser for a Mozilla-specific internal language for defining protocols between processes. Yeah, that's what I need to update. Platform.h. And the other part is I'm working on a tool that will detect hangs in Firefox and then take a native stack of the hanging thread and store it in our telemetry so that we can figure out where the hang is. Thread context T. And I think I can make reference to it because we bring in stackwalk.h, and stackwalk.h is where I'm pretty sure. So this is my one complaint about Atom is the performance. I might switch back to Sublime. I'm not sure. Atom's performance is not really up to snuff. But this is where I define thread context underscore T. So that's great. So maybe that's enough to appease the build gods. Switching back to the Rust stuff, building worked. So cargo test. I'll run the test real fast. And then we could start thinking about how we want to. Okay, good. Tests are running. That's good. So let's add the project actually to my folders in my Atom. Oh, I already have it. Hooray! I've already got it here. You probably can't see the bottom of my screen again, but there it is. I'm going to be working mostly inside, I think, compiler.rs. So the parser parses the compiler is where I'm probably going to be defining a couple of different classes, or I guess in Rust they're called traits, defining a couple of different traits that will kind of chain together to convert this AST that's been parsed from the IPDL file. We construct an AST and then we're going to spew out C++, because that's what the IPDL parser does. It takes in the IPDL, it converts it into a bunch of boilerplate C++ that we use for communicating between processes. So that's the plan there. And I was actually instructed to look at or someone gave me some advice and said I should look at how we do similar generation of code in another project or another Mozilla subproject, the Web IDL parser. That was in here, Web IDL or IDL codegen.py. That's the one. So let's take a look at codegen.py for some more inspiration. I think we did this a few weeks back, but I'm trying to swap it back into my head. And let's bring up my bugs IPL parser. I have some notes here. Oh, yeah, I still have a thing I need to do. I need to study CodeGen to figure out how we can generate the bare minimum C++ H stuff for each of these things. Create a trait thing like CG thing, except instead, ooh, I've got another message. Error Mozilla is not very fluent. Am I dropping frames like crazy again? 10% of my frames have been dropped. What is going on? I'm not doing any backups? Is it What's on? Is there a network event? What's happening? I don't want to get too distracted here, but let me take a look and see what's taking up all the network. It should be OBS. Dropbox. Dropbox. Don't do that. OBS should be sending a bunch of stuff. Crash plan service, but I've disabled it. Dropbox hasn't sent too much. Nightly. Yeah, everything looks to be okay. OBS is sending what I imagine it should be sending. And crash plan is paused. Nightly Fitbit. Oh, that looks okay. I guess I'll try and disable Dropbox for a little while anyways. So just pause at the very least. I don't think that's going to aid anything, but I'm dropping more frames. I don't know what to do. Looks like missing bandwidth. But I'm streaming as fast as I can, Dennis. What do I do? No. Sorry, folks. Streaming. Perhaps There's something going on in the Toronto network today. All right. Anywho, I'm going to keep on keeping on, and I apologize for the distraction and the the dropping of frames. Oh, and this build failed again. Switching context again. Let's get this build working. Unknown type tick context sampler.cpp. Yeah, that should be thread context. Sampler.cpp. Tick context. Yeah, it should be thread context. It used to be called tick context. Now it's thread context. Okay. Context switching back. So CG thing. I'm gonna bring this up. This is an abstract base class for things that spit out code. And so I want to define a trait that's like this, a code-generated thing. So maybe that's where I'll start. I'll say, let's define a trait that has these functions, declare, define, and, well, no dependencies. Just declare and define maybe for now. Okay, so in Rust, how do I work with traits? Because I'm new to Rust and I'm learning. I think I'd just say like trait. Traits, we first define trait with a method signature, then implement the trait for a type. So I say trait. Oh, Jaylin is saying, haven't seen anything in particular. Are you in your usual booth room? I am. Let's see. I'm going to define a trait called CG thing for now. And I'm going to give it those functions, function declare, and it's going to return, I guess, a string. I guess that's what we want. That's what declare, like def declare. Let's see what the other ones do. What do they? Yeah, they return strings. So maybe that's just it, string. And then define. Does that work? Are you going to be okay with that? I don't know if Rust will like that. Let's see if it likes it. Hey, it does. Okay, so I've now declared my trait of a thing that can be declared and defined. So it's almost like an interface. There are things out there now that can be declared and defined, and now I can like implement some. So I think the way it works in Rust is you have a struct. A structure is a container of things, and then you can say like implement a particular trait for a struct. That's about as close as it gets to object, like inheritance and whatnot, those old classes and object orientation that you might be familiar with from other languages. I think that's about as close as Rust gets. So let's do a simple one. Like in CodeGen, do we have something called a translation unit? No, but there must be one that's like putting in the warning, like the generated code. Because when we create um, a web IDL binding, I'm pretty sure that we do like, so let me find a web IDL file. So for example, there's something called, let's pick an interesting one that I know something about so I can find the generated web IDL. The screen manager, or screen.webidl, screen orientation. So there should be something called screen orientation binding. Yes, screen orientation binding is generated. And at the top, it says, this file is auto-generated, and then it gives a path and stuff. So that's this, auto-generated with source warning comment. I want to do the same thing in Rust for the IPDL stuff. And so we have this thing called a CG wrapper. CG wrapper, which I guess wraps. What's a CG wrapper? Class CG wrapper. It's a generic thing that wraps other things with pre and post text. Well, that's handy. So maybe that's what I'll start with. So like a struct CG wrapper, and then some implementation impl CG thing for CG wrapper, and then I say function declare, and then function define. And the way that it works is a CG wrapper will take all of these things like pre, post, declare pre, declare post, define pre, define post, declare only, define only, and reindent. I have no idea what those do. Meanwhile, I'm switching context now again. Our build still continues. That's a good sign. It hasn't failed yet. I'm happy about that. So let's see an instance of the CG wrapper thing being used. I like the idea that the auto-generated with source warning comment is like an example. So maybe let's also define this near the top. Like I think I did some similar string definitions earlier. Yeah. So something like this. That's how you do that in Rust. But up here, I'd go like const, and then auto-generated with source warning comment, because I want the source. Static, and then the comment for now, I'll just copy the exact same thing in, just for now. IPDL parser, not compiler. IPDL parser. Do not edit. Now, how does a constructor work in Rust? That I don't know, because like the auto-generated with source warning content, we construct a CG wrapper and we pass it all these things. So how did Rust constructor struct? I'm guessing a struct will take a constructor. Constructors in Rust guidelines. In Rust, constructors are just a convention. Constructors are static. Hey, our build completed. That's good. So let's test to see whether or not the profiler works with so I'm switching context again, people. I'm seeing whether or not the profiler is going to work, having moved the implementation of those stack walking things into that other file. So I'm going to gather profile. Hey, it looks like we've got native stacks, people. That's good. That's good. They're being symbolicated by the add-on. This all looks good. So I do believe that it is kind of working. So I remember I had made a couple of changes here that haven't made it to the Ubuntu machine, so I'm going to send those down to the Ubuntu machine now. These are pretty critical. So I'm gonna amend, push those up to the review repo, pull them down to the Ubuntu machine, and then start building on that machine. So we'll do that now. How's my bandwidth? How's my... Hey, I haven't dropped many frames. That's good. Whatever was happening before is happening less now. I got a sound for that.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, let's read up, while I'm waiting for this to push, I'm going to read up more on constructors. I'm going to just shrink this down so I can read it. Constructors. Construct a new vector. So you create a function, a public function. Oh, okay, it's a convention. Right, okay. No, don't publish those. But basically, you create a static function called new. I understand. Okay. So copy that to the clipboard. And then I'm going to pull the corrected revision down. I do not expect this to build. I expect this to explode in my face on Linux. But we shall see. Update to the tip, and then we're going to chop this one off so I don't get confused. Okay, now try and build this. Good luck. Alright, now switching back to OS X. I'm going to put the Rust stuff on pause for a second while we attempt to take advantage of the fact that we have a working build here. Oh, this did not work. GCC or newer is supported. Rutro. I need to mock Bootstrap. I need to update my build infrastructure on my Ubuntu VM. I want to build for that. Get all that stuff. Hello? Hello? Still on the internet? Yes, I am on the internet. But just for some reason, I'm apt-get... Well, hang on. Mock Bootstrap. Let's run that again. Desktop. Yes. Install those things. Connecting to that, not working. Folks, I don't know what my deal is. Is it possible that I have, like, my sources.list is all messed up? Let me reset Ubuntu sources.list. Default repositories. Remove the corrupted one, opens. Okay, well, what I'll do is instead of removing it, I'm going to sudo move, etc. What was it? apt sources list to as apt sources.list.old, and then I'm going to run this command to open up hopefully all of these whoopsie daisy, hopefully all of these instructions are still up to date. Yay. Open change server to US. What? Then change the server to US or any other server of choice. You must enable some repositories from the new window in order to create a new sources.list file. So, main. Download from United States. Reload. So while that's happening, shift focus again. We've got our working, we've correctly got ourselves a, these functions that are admittedly messy inside of stackwalk.cpp, and I'm going to try and use them from BHR. So let's see if we can do that. So background hang monitor is the thing, and get native stack is the other thing, and thread stack helper is what I eventually want to use. So I do remember I need to like comment this out for now, so that for a number of reasons, the stack will appear to not be empty otherwise. And then, not that it will appear to not be empty, but like there's this bug. It's not a bug. It's because I'm not correctly gathering a native stack. When I'm comparing the pseudo stacks, they'll match, and so BHR will be like, oh, the pseudo stacks match. We don't need to collect a native stack. And so I'm just disabling that part. So this is the part where I want to get a context. Yeah. This is the stuff. Thread context. So instead of doing thread context, I'm going to do thread context t context. SmurfD is saying, try to view your sources list file and see if you can access the HTTP FTP source listed. Maybe I'll do that. Although I've kind of blown away my sources.txt file, but let's see. Etc. apt sources.list.old. So it was this. This was the address. Copy link address. Yeah, I can get there. I don't know what the dealio was. Trusty. Is that? I'm on 1404. Trusty. What's the Ubuntu LTS? Am I on? Maybe I'm just like a version behind. What's the lifetime? It's supposed to be a while, right? Trusty. End of life. Rutro. Oh yeah. 1404. I'm on 14043. End of life date. 2016. I wonder if that's my problem. I'm on like the a super out of date version. I might have to upgrade. Oh boy, that's probably not what you tuned in to watch. You probably didn't tune in to watch an Ubuntu upgrade. Well, let's let this sit for a couple of minutes and see what happens. Maybe I'll end up updating my Ubuntu VM. You never know. In the meantime, what did I want to do over here? Oh, actually, I did want to create that thread context here. And stack make unique. Context pointer m context to fill. Context. And then there's like a fill context part down here. Fill thread context. Yeah, this is what I want. So I'm going to wipe out all of this stuff, because don't need it. Don't need that either. So m context to fill, and we've got fill thread context is being called with fill stack handler. This is all like super OS specific in here too. All this code is like kind of inert. Nothing's been calling it. Context fill stack handler. That's for Linux, the signal stuff. Because we have to use like signals to get stacks. Helper fill thread context, a context. So for now, let's see if we can do like what does get stack do on OS X? On OS X, we'll pass fill thread context with nothing. And what did it used to do before I removed all that stuff? What did it used to do? If for OS X, what did we do? Got all these flavors. And then, yeah, we filled the context to fill m context. Okay. And then we set the valid to true. Okay. UN pointer t stack size to stack size. What is stack size? Get thread stack base. That sounds handy. Max stack size. This also sounds handy. I might need to keep that. Okay, I'm going to just start, instead of wholesale removing the whole thing, I'm going to remove a couple of things. So I don't do this stuff. I don't get the context. Instead, I'll do thread context t context, and then Moz stack walk, no, Moz populate thread context, and then pass in the pointer, and then I can say m context to fill, m context, so many contexts. I think all we need are what we passed in the platform Linux, which was set sample context, which should be PC, SP, FP, and LR. PC, SP. Text.pc, SP, text to fill, m context, frame pointer, and then context to fill, m context, LR, context LR. I think that'll work. Now if we're past a context, okay, if a context, then we want to use the other one, else Moz convert native thread context, context a context. That's what I'm thinking we do. Because all of that's taken care of then. Get rid of all this platform specific crap. We want the stack size still. SP. What is SP? When did we define what SP was? SP is... Oh, that's just a stack pointer. Okay, of course. to fill mcontext.sp. I'll probably clean that up in a sec. Limit the size to fill in stack end. I wonder if it would help if instead, because thread stack helper brings in stack walk, right? Stack walk.h. No? Well, it's going to have to include Mozilla stack walk.h. And I think that means that what comes in is, do I get, yeah, address. That's good. Because that's what I'll use. SP context.sp, and then I can get rid of these. Context stack end. My stack size of void. If not defined, ason, address sanitizer. Make mem defined. Okay. Flag mem copy for access outside stack to roll our own mem copy. Oh my goodness, we roll our own mem copy. Stack base, stack size, valid true, then we're done. That's what I think we wanted to do, more or less. So all of that like sort of super native stuff up here, we extracted and put into stackwalk.cpp. This stuff I'm interested in knowing whether or not that's like platform specific. So thread stack helper.cpp. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, how's this going? Did I update packages? Can I build yet? Mock bootstrap. Oh, I want to do that over here actually. Mock bootstrap. Desktop. Could not find a Rust compiler. Oh, it's trying to install everything. Okay, good. This appears to be working. Installing Rust, because now you need Rust in order to build Gecko. Would you like to run configuration? Yes. Failure. Doesn't like my my HG RC, which is fine. Abort certificate has unexpected. Here, let me just get rid of some of my fingerprints. Let's run that again. Desktop. Okay, and then I have to, so that worked. And then mock mercurial setup. Okay, and then there was a command it wanted me to run. This one, source something or other. And then it wants me to restart my shell. Alright, well, I'm going to restart both of them. And I'm also going to use Byobu, because I like Byobu. Now can I build? Please? Please? What? Only GCC version. 4.84. I gotta update GCC to 4.9. Ah, son of a. Alright, GCC 4.9 on trusty Ubuntu. Installing GCC 4.9. You can choose to upstream from the PPA. Let's just do that. I'm just gonna do that. And then if that doesn't work, I'll kick off the upgrade to Ubuntu. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, that's fine. And then what was the command? Sudo apt install gpp or g++ 4.9. See, now I can connect to usarchive.ubuntu.com. Doesn't seem to have a problem now. Anywho. I was looking at thread stack helper and the asam stuff. Is that inside an if-def? So I think that's the end of the architecture stuff. If that's the case, then yeah. Find architecture. So 2ifs, 1if, 2if, 1if, 2if, 1if, 2if, 1if, 0if. Okay. So yeah, I think we're okay. Let's try building that. See if it likes it. That'd be surprising. Yeah, okay. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it because why? No member name PC in thread context. Oh, thread context. Context. Okay. That's because context hasn't been defined. Thread context. Is it struct? No. Class? What is it? Helper.h. Where is it? Thread stack helper context. Context. Here it is. Thread stack helper context final. Maybe I'll just make this be a thread context T. Wonder if that's okay. Seems like it might be okay. Alright, let's try building it. Willy-nilly! Alright. How's my stream doing? Am I dropping frames again? No, things have actually been going okay. That's surprising. Surprisingly stable. Great. Alright, this build failed again. Why? Because no matching function to call to ABS, standard ABS. You've never heard of standard ABS before? So where's standard ABS from? It's like a math.h. Or is it, it's just IO C standard lib? I don't know if I can just do that. So abs, can I use abs? Mozilla : abs. They use standard abs here. Which one should I use? Should probably use standard abs. So what does it import? Standard int. Standard int. Let's see if that would be enough to convince it. Except that abs, I don't know. See standard lib. Let's try that. Still doesn't like it. Doesn't like abs. Candidate, no known conversion. Oh, that's why. No known conversion. From address, aka unsigned char star. What? An address is not an unsigned char star. Well, that explains that. And that's on line what? Line 580. Here, pretty much. So SP, context, address SP, context SP, and address should be typedeft as a uint underscore t. Let's pretend for a second. Let's just see what's going on here. What happens if I say, instead of an address, that it's an underscore, or wait a second. It's a pointer, yeah. Context. Let's try that. Instead of a pointer to a number. Unknown name thread 299, 299 up here. Oh, no, thread context T, that's what I meant. Undeclared identifier. Okay, well that's good. We've gotten further along, and I think it's simply because I failed to define our function here in a header. Let's populate, and then there. Still doesn't like it. No conversion. Thread context T. Oh, should be. So 567. Oh, yeah. Okay. So in thread stack helper, it's complaining that I'm passing in the like an actual instance as opposed to like a pointer to it. So I have to pass in a pointer, and that's on line 567. Yeah, I need to pass in a pointer. That's what we need to do. My goodness, it's linking. Unbelievable. I can't believe we got there. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, so now we are in a place where we could, in theory, get a native stack. In theory. So, we let's not freak out here. Get native stack. We do the job of getting the context. Let's just make sure that we get a valid context here. Let's set a breakpoint here and then step through all of this business and see what happens. Because then we have to actually do the walking of the, like, call Moz stack walk and get the stacks, and then we're done. But let's see if we've made it work. Gathering the context. Process, hang monitor. So I need to rig the. I'm going to rig the force paint monitor yeah, I'm gonna rig it so that it doesn't wait too long before it tries to get a native stack. I'll say wait 120 milliseconds. That's not long at all. So build that again.
Okie dokie.
So you're gonna build. And then we're going to attach a debugger and see whether or not, meanwhile, what happened in here. apt-get install g++ 4.9 dash 4.9. Can you do that? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I should probably just update this install of Ubuntu. I should just blow away this VM and do a new one. But for now, let's see if we can get this one just working before the episode finishes in 8 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to run this build. Hopefully it doesn't crash, because I'm doing so many weird things with frame pointers and stuff. Okay, great. We're alive. Oh, and then we crashed. Very interesting. Why did we crash? Not even a crash reporter. Let's do a debug build. Build with debug. So we exploded because we probably kicked into our code and we caused a crash. So now I'm going to do a debug build, and that's going to take a while to build. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get much help today. Actually, what might help is, I wonder if I have this code cached in my Ccache mosconfig. Do I have a Ccache? Yes. Copy that. Copy that. And so maybe that will help, because I have Ccache. Meanwhile, installing G++. Alright, back to Rust stuff while we're waiting for that. Never stop, never stopping, always moving. Context switch. Where were we? We were looking at compilers.rs. So I was implementing a wrapper, and I found out that Rust's got this convention whenever we do constructors. It's not like an actual like language feature of like a constructor. It's just you create a static function on a in an implementation. Oh, yeah, in an implementation, and then it returns a new instance. So let's say CG wrapper, the Python CG wrapper. CG wrapper has some things like pre, post, and then like declare, pre, declare, post. I'm not going to do those just yet. But I'm going to have a function pub function new. Is that what pub function new returns a CG wrapper, and then CG wrapper, and it takes, I'm going to say it takes a string pre, string post. It's possible that I get the I get these little shortcuts. I might get these shortcuts, which would be nice. Let's see if that builds. Cargo build. Doesn't like it. String unexpected. Oh, I think I'm not doing this right. Yeah, pre-colon is a string. That's how you say post. There we go. Build. Expected colon found pre again. Where is that? On line 17. Interesting. Pub struct. Yeah, okay. You do this. Pre and then post. So at least those are similar. That's nice. Doesn't like it. Expected comma. Okay. Found semicolon. Doesn't like that either. Struct feels shorthands are unstable. So that's coming, but it's not quite there just yet. So pre, post. So I like that they're thinking about it. They're currently unstable. Unnecessary visibility qualifier. Pub not needed here. Not a member of trait CG thing. So maybe oh, I think I might have to do that outside of this. Like that. Found keyword, unexpected identifier, found keyword FN. Let me look how Rust does structs. Structs. Hey, we're done here. So let's try building now. Do you like? Structs. I need a function in a struct. Tuple structs. Rust struct functions. Arr. How about clang? Do I have clang? Do you like clang? Maybe you'll like clang better. Oh, okay, you know what? I think I need to update this do I update my operating system? Seems like such a pain in the butt. I probably just need to like rewire. Yeah, I just need to rewire which version. That's point of 4.8. So user bin symbol 4.9 user bin g++ sudo g++ and then sudo link g++ version should be 4.9. Okay, now GCC version 4.8. So sudo rm user bin gcc sudo link cc 4.9 user bin gcc. Okay, now mock build. Wait, I need to Get rid of the clang lines. If this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna. This VM needs an upgrade, anyways. This VM needs an upgrade. I don't have Rust. Seriously? Mock Mercurial, Mock Bootstrap. I should have Rust. Could not find Rust compiler. Rust. Rust C. There we go. Whoops. Now mock build. Hey, we might actually be building here. That's great. Speaking of building, how's our debug build doing? 8 minutes in. Shiny. Alright. Well, this looks like it will actually build, which is nice. I'm going to cancel it so that I don't sabotage or like bog down the... I just want to see if this would work. But I don't want to bog down the build I'm doing in my parent in the host system. Articulating splines. Just do a build. Build a couple files. Just want to see you compile just a few things. You are building just fine. Who knows, maybe you're almost done. I'll know when you link. I know when you link.
Mamma mia!
I don't think so.
Alright, anyways, while I'm waiting for that, I wanted to look at how one puts methods on structs. Oh, impl. Oh, impl, that's what I do. Like that. Still doesn't like it. Not all control paths return a value. Oh, good on you, Rust. To owned. Methods never use new, worn dead code. Yeah, I know. Just want to see if it would build, yo. And it appears to be. Hey, this is also building. Great news. I think. I want to watch it because right now it's building like auto-generated code. I want to see it reach the compilation phase and not totally choke. And if so, then I'm happy and I'll cancel it. Don't choke. It's 2:35. We're an hour and a half in. Just a quick review. We've been all over the map. I think I'm going to cap this episode in a couple of minutes, but I do want to see if we're going to build properly here. I am curious. It's doing all this pre-processing. Meanwhile, our debug build over here is doing okay. Maybe we'll come back. But for now, this built. So our Rust code is compiling, which is nice. Um, and then what I want to do is, so the way that CG wrapper works in codegen.py is if define only, return nothing. Otherwise, declaration equals self child declare. So it has a child. That's how it works. Yeah, so it takes a child. Child, which will be a thing. And then whenever a CG thing is declare pre none, declare post none, define pre, and so define only, do nothing. Otherwise, get the child's declare. If we're supposed to reindent, then we reindent ourselves some amount, and then we return declare pre, declaration, and declare post. So we might have different pre's and posts depending on whether or not um, oh, that's interesting. When do we use the pre and the post though? Oh, oh, I see. We self.declare pre equals declare pre or pre, declare post equals declare post or post. I see. What's being dropped in the tree? People are bugging me over RC. What is it? What is it now? Okay. So this is all building. Great, great. Glad to see you building, Linux. I'm bailing out. And I'm actually even gonna shut this VM down for speed. We'll come back to you later. Or I will. I don't think we'll have time in this episode. I would like to figure out what this crash is, though, before this episode's done. Because I'm hoping it's something small and silly, and then we can just figure it out. And then we can fix it. That's where I'll probably cap this episode. Um, yeah, okay. So while we're waiting for that, build to finish, do I want to copy this design, take some strings, and then there are a bunch of options on whether or not you declare, pre-declare, post. I'm not gonna worry about that just now. Maybe that what I'll do is I'll just avoid all of that. Child, and a child CG thing. Pass in CG thing. And then declare if define pre, if declare only. Declare only bool. Define only bool. Declare bool. I think I want those. Define only bool. And then, yeah, declare only. Yeah, not super happy with Atom's performance. think I'm going to switch back to Sublime next week. I've been using Atom for about a week. I think that's a fair shot. Um, I don't think I'm very happy with the performance. So there, if, how do I refer to myself? Like in methods, you get a self perimeter function. Oh, yeah, I'll refer to self dot. If self dot declare only, or define only, then return nothing. And similarly, if declare only, we return nothing. Otherwise, I think what we want to do we'll create the declaration, child declaration equals self.child.declare, and then return, and then a formatted string, Rust return formatted string. There is like a bunch of cool string stuff. Standard format, return format, yeah. And then it's returning pre-declaration declare post. So I'll do pre child declaration post, and then pre equals pre child declaration equals child declaration post equals post. Kind of silly we have to repeat ourselves like that, but that's how it goes. And then same thing for definition, child definition, format, child definition, beauty, and then return. There we go. So does that build? Cargo build. No, it does not. For a number of reasons. Expected one of found string. Maybe I should just take advantage of type inference. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to I declare these let necessary around, so it doesn't like my parentheses, and then what else doesn't it like? Unresolved name pre. She means self.pre? I sure did. Self.pre. Self.post. Self.pre. Self.post. And then static marker trait bound compiler CG thing. Standard marker size is not satisfied. Does not have a constant known size at compile time. Only the last field of struct may have a dynamically typed size. Okay, so I need to move this to the end of the struct. So maybe it wants that at the end as well. It's kind of weird that the return value size is not satisfied. Okay. I understand what sort of what the problem is. This like CG thing is this like just a trait. It's not an actual it's not an actual like struct or a thing that like has any kind of size. It's not, so traits not constant. So how does one get around that? Where self meets size, revisiting object safety. Also, importantly, it solves the iterator problem. There's no need to spit methods into extension traits to ensure object safety. The compiler now understands that methods tagged with that can never be used on a trait object, even generic code. This means perfectly correct to completely ignore any methods where the where clause object safety. The bad example from the start could be written to compile. Function bad. I don't think I understand yet. Few problems here. Working down the list of compiler errors. Because HTML doesn't have compile time, compute size can be substituted for the type parameter t. All type parameters implicitly require substitute type. You explicitly opt out of this implicit bound by saying something like, don't know, a trait doesn't implement itself. You're asked for a type which implements hstream, but hstream doesn't implement itself. You have to provide a type which does. Pub trait, send receive, and stream. This constructor have pointer types. Simple should we have a linked list of stream box hstream. So like Rust polymorphism. I guess that's what I'm trying to do here with holding on to a CG thing here, this child. Generics are called parametric polymorphism. In type theory, yeah. Meanwhile, how's our build doing? Still going okay? I think we're almost done it. So we can investigate our crash soon. Option T, that's generic. The T part. I see. This function is generic over one type T. Okay. Struct. I think that's what we want. Type T. Generic functions. Generic of one type T. I think. polymorphism versus into traits. I need to see like an example. Trait args. S. Compile time polymorphism. Yeah, I think this is due to the fact that Rust wants to know so much up front. So in this example, implementer 1 and implementer 2 implement the trait. Implement X, the trait container. I see. What about functions? Functions. Rust function argument polymorphism. That's maybe what I want. Not exactly. Implement person. No, that's not what I want. Oh, into. What is into? Or S. Into. What is into? Conversions in Rust. I need to look at a function. Implement. Do something. Target type. Interesting. So I want to, hang on, Rust function argument implements interface. What I care about is that the method can take something that implements an interface. Traits are Rust's sole notion of interface. Traits are interfaces. Stack dispatch. Things get more interesting on the other side. Consuming a trait. The most common way of doing so is through generics. Print hash. Function is generic over an unknown type T, but requires a T implements. Oh, maybe that's how it works. Unknown type T. is new. Child. Is that what you want? Expected trait compiler. CG thing. Trait compiler CG thing found type parameter. Line 28. I think I need to read up on generics. Struct. Expected one type argument found 0. CG wrapper. No, I don't know what I'm doing here. Why do you want expected one type argument found 0? Expected one type argument found 0. So it doesn't know how to it doesn't understand CG wrapper. It doesn't know what a CG wrapper is. Oh, because I gave CG wrapper this. I don't know. I need to look. I think I need to know more about. I need to know more about generics, clearly. I need to educate myself on generics. Because right now I know nothing. And that's preventing this from building here. It's important. It's important that a thing or a wrapper be able to hold on to another thing. Equals. Foo. So it's 3 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock, people. I think I'm gonna call this episode done. How'd my build do on OS X? It's compiling the tests. You know what? All right, I'm gonna go a little bit longer because I really want to try and figure out this crash with you together. Maybe we can figure it out together. So, except I just realized BHR is not enabled. BHR is not enabled for debug builds. So maybe we can do this with our opt build if I attach a debugger straight away. Let's do that. Oh, sorry to waste your time. So let's do that. Let's attach debugger. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so I'm attached, and now I need it to crash. How did I get it to crash before? I think I went to like I think I just kind of like let it sit for a while. Huh. Well, it's not crashing now. Well, for now, let us attach a second debugger, this time to the content process. We'll do the experiment we did before. Where were we? We wanted to look at the content process. 51469, that's the one I'm going to attach to. And then I'm going to attach to thread stack helper get native stack. Break. Doesn't like thread stack helper get native stack. What about maybe background hang report, hang monitor, report permahang? Do you like that symbol? No? What? Has doc shell, load internal. No locations. Do I not have symbols? Break, ns properties, parser, parse value character. That's where I am right now. Yeah, that one works. Disable 6. Cycle collector. I'm inside where? Optional file descriptor. Process gecko events. App shell. Browser status filter. This stack doesn't make any sense. This stack makes no sense. I've got a garbage symbols here. Maybe that's because I used the distributed builder before. All right, folks. I think I'm gonna detach. I'm out of time. That was kind of frustrating, but we did learn some stuff. I've learned that I need to figure out exactly how generics work in Rust if I'm gonna use this pattern that I want, where a CG wrapper can wrap anything that implements CG thing. So I need to figure that out. I'm going to read up on traits. And I suggest you do too. Thank you so much for watching episode 90 of The Joy of Coding. I hope that was enjoyable. I hope it wasn't too frustrating. I hope I didn't drop too many frames.
It's me, Mario.
And unfortunately, that's just life. If I did happen to drop too many frames for you, I apologize. But you can watch the recording, which I will put up shortly. Thanks again for watching episode 90, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Come on.
The joy of coding.
See ya.